Oh, good, you made it. You know, you shouldn't always go running off on your own like that. Sorry about that. I'll stay right behind you from now on, Iki. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Medabots Rokusho. The last part we started our trip through Milky's castle, or I guess the witch's castle more accurately, and now we're going to get a bit game over-y, apparently. A bit more interesting, because we have a new gimmick coming up. Let's talk to this guy. Racing is the best. Hey, you want to race with me to over there? Sure. Welcome to Medaraces. These, first off, have random environments you're going to be racing in, basically. I actually had to do this a couple times just to get the shore or sea one to show up. But the way it works is that it's between you, Erica, and the Rappy doll. And basically you're button mashing to cheer on your Medabot. And you race, and that's about it. It's pretty simple. My best suggestion for these, just equip your Medabots all with the same type of leg, or at least the same family of legs, like sea legs, and just try again over and over again until you get the right place, and then you should win pretty easily. Honestly, I don't know why these are in the game, because they're not hard, they're more so time wasters, and nothing happens to you if you lose. So, gotta wonder what's up there. Like the music, though. The music's pretty cool. And that's how you win. That's really it. I really have to wonder why they added that in, because I don't recall it even happening much in the post-game, if it does at all, so what the hell. That was fun. And guess what? Immediately after doing it once, you have to do it again. Any further instances of this are either going to be edited out, or in this case, sped up. Theoretically, something you could try to do that I just don't find efficient is putting different types of leg parts on all three Medabots you're going to use, and then just hope you get lucky. But I prefer to have them all have the same type of legs, just so I can be faster. That might end up screwing me in the long run, don't get me wrong, but yeah. Either way, let's see what this kid has to say. Sometimes fairy tales can be cool, I guess. And then there's this little girl. It would be nice to live in a fairy tale castle like this, don't you think? The space is nice, but it'd be kind of lonely otherwise, so nah, it's not my thing. Like, no, thank you. I figured that boys would care more about robattling, and then she robattles us. We've already seen this robattle, though, so I'm editing out the main fight and showing that I got a repair arm. Whatever. Okay, then that happened. Had to wonder why they even bothered with that. But that's about it for this floor, actually. So let's go talk to Milky. Or we could have a random robattle. We've actually seen most of these Medabots before, the Phoenix and the Dragonfly. But one we haven't seen yet is that one in the middle. That is, I'm trying to remember the name off the top of my head, I think it's Paradiver? Paradiver's main ability is to actually steal your Metaforce. If you have any charged up, be it from using your leg Metaparts or getting attacked, it can steal it. And honestly, if you ever see this Robattle, I recommend trying to get one of its parts, because those can be pretty handy, especially in post-game. This fight can still take a while, though, because while they're all air types, I don't recommend having anti-air type Metaparts on, because it's just a waste for some of the other fights. Also, speed up theme for this part is a theme from Final Fantasy X that many people probably got tired of hearing by the time they reached a Platinum and like the HD remaster like I did, the Blitz-Off theme. Blitz-Ball game theme, rather. One thing I should mention, though, in terms of the random robattles in this area, which is actually something I forgot to mention about the Haunted House, there are actually version-exclusive Medabots. The Face Lantern's only in Rokusho. Over in Medabi, you're fighting the Monkey Medabot, which has the specialty of using, I believe it's called No Escape, which means you just can't evade attacks. Which is honestly a bit more devastating in the long run, but can't defend is one of the reasons I actually went for Rokusho overall, because it makes some battles a bit easier on my part. Either way, that's a random row battle on the way. Yay! I have nothing to say about this, really. But I did thankfully get one of the Paradiver parts, so I'm pretty happy about that, because having the ability to suck away Metaforce is really good. I believe later on I end up even getting one of its heads. What do you think of my castle? Are you satisfied? Then let's go to the second floor. I forget how I voiced your last part already. That's kind of bad. Ah, what?
This kingdom is now mine.
That voice! It's the Dark Master! Where are you?
I am everywhere. But do you think you can find and beat the real me? Try if you dare.
Just watch us, Dark Master. We'll show you who can beat who. Next, we must fight the evil Robo army. Everyone be careful. Beyond here lies the minions of the Dark Master. So who will fight for us as our hero?
Me?
Do your best, Iki. Okay, you. I'll use my magic to turn you into a superhero. Bibbidi bobbidi Milky moo. What the hell is that word? Okay then. It looks great on you. Ooh, I failed. Okay, one more time. Bibbidi bobbidi Milky moo. We got a hero costume. Good luck, hero. We'll follow you once it's safe. Oh, man. I'll be right next to you. Of course, I'll only be following you. I actually kind of like this design, I'm not going to lie. Okay, time for some Robos. I'm the first member of the evil Robo army. Let's fight. We are going to see entirely familiar Medabots for a while. This fight here is just an Electobet in a Haniwa. And we're fighting, I think, 10 of these guys. The only difference is that the first Medabot changes. By that, well, actually, no, there's also expansions upon these concepts. Like the next Robo army fight is going to be this exact fight, only with a Gorum added, as is the third. After that, I think they just replace the Electobat with the Fox Uno boss that we fought back in the warehouse in like part 2 or 3. And after that, I think it's Magic Clowns. Yeah, that sounds about right. I only showed this one because it allowed me to explain that entire thing without getting interrupted with dialogue. All the future ones, I believe, are edited out, if not fast-forwarded in one case. I'm defeated. Okay, bye. Or you're just right there. Oh, I see how they're going about this.
I'm the second member of the evil Robo army. Let's fight.
And that one added a Gorum. And this next one, I believe, is the exact same fight, only with a new random battle. We got 2 new Medabots here. The Magic Cloud is the same in the middle, but the top one is a Common Dog, and the bottom one is a Snail Loader. Common Dog's main thing, I believe, is it uses beam type attacks. So, if you have the ability to use any of the Honeywell parts at this point, which you should, hopefully, it should pose no threat to you. And the bottom one there is Snail Loader, which I believe the only ability it has is using Boost Charge to boost up its own and its partner's speed. So it's actually not that hard of a fight. Or at least not in terms of setup. Luck can still very easily screw you over, especially with Common Dog, because really, beam type attacks have really high critical hit rates in my experience, even if they probably don't show it on the stats. That's actually something I'm surprised I haven't mentioned yet about aiming, though. I know I've showed it off at one point very early on about with Rokusho and like aims for shoot type parts, if I recall. But every medal does have a specific aiming type, and you can actually use that to play into your strategies if you like, say, before boss fights, to take a look at what medals the enemies are using. You can make it so that they can particularly target one particular Medabot of yours that is like the third member who doesn't really matter in the long run. I don't like doing that because I like to have all my people contributing to the offensive, but that's a possible strategy for you if you want to. Also, Magic Clown does not do too well in these instances. Kind of odd. Though I forget what part I get here. Common Dog parts are actually pretty good in the long run. Magic Clown parts are better, though, because they have the 100% hit rate. And they're honestly some of the better wheel-type legs. So what did I get here, actually? I forget. I got left beam. That's pretty good. Low rate of success, but high power.
I'm a little out of breath.
The third member of the Robo army. I'm defeated. Same fight once again. And now you have to watch them all walk over here uber slowly. I wonder if that's actually a system limitation with the engine they used, that they couldn't have more than one sprite moving at once like that. Or at least along more complicated paths. They could probably have more than one sprite moving in, like, straight lines. But this might be some sort of pathing thing. I don't know. I know there were other Medarot games on the Game Boy Advance over in Japan, so I should probably look that up and see what it's like. See if they have the same kind of issue. And if it is, that's probably an engine thing. We expected nothing less from our hero. Well then, I'll be going on ahead. Okay, bye. I like the music in here, by the way. Then again, this game's soundtrack is just really good. Phew. Oh, and random rappy. Oh, and guess what? There's more Robos in here if you can't tell by the top right of the screen. Oh boy. It's in here they start using Foxunos, and I think you have the opportunity to fight 3 of them in this area, I believe. I think one of them's optional, technically. And what's really good about that, I know I speeded up this fight almost entirely, is that due to this, you can actually have the opportunity to get a full set of Foxuno parts here because you got at least one part already from that boss fight back in the warehouse. If you want my recommendations on parts for the Foxunos to get, the legs are pretty decent. The head is as well. The arms are okay, I suppose, but in the long run, legs and head should be your priority in this case, at least at this point. And I didn't get that, so I can't get a full set yet. Eventually, Foxunos will be in random battles, however. I have nothing to say about this at this point, because we've seen this at this point. Wow, that was redundant speaking. However, it is time for another Meta Road race. Oh, boy. The only difference between this and the rappy ones we fought earlier is the fact that the Medabots they use is now the usual Magno Snake Gorm Haniwa combo. Still very easy. I really do wonder why they bothered even adding that in as a gimmick. I suppose for a, what's it called, theme park, it would make sense to have an extra gimmick. Like the Golden Saucer in Final Fantasy VII or the Golden Saucer DLC-ish event in Final Fantasy 15. But, not feeling it myself in this case. Walk very slowly. Let us continue on. Though, actually, now that I think about it, this does remind me a bit of the Haunted Mansion from Disney. Though that's actually a story about my brother. He actually used to work at Disney World. I think I'm in trouble now. Basically, after college, he joined a program to go down there and work for Disney. And if any of you have ever been on the Tower of Terror and the Haunted Mansion, you know that there are those little backstory sequences before the ride actually starts. Like, they show off the supposed Twilight Zone episode the Tower of Terror is based off of. And in the Haunted Mansion, there's that room that grows taller. In both of those instances, there are times where there's, like, lightning flashes and the lights cut out. He used to scream when the lights cut out to scare the shit out of the kids. And I hated him for that at the time because I was really young when he did that to me. But looking back, that's hilarious. Oh, and hey, now Magic Clowns are in the mix. Oh, yeah, that Hidden Robo, by the way, that's just another Foxuno team. I think it has the Gorm and the Honeywell at that point. I'm the 9th member of the Robo Army. This time it's for real. Same fight, only now it has the same Magic Clown fight, only now it has a Gorm. I actually, part-time? Could it be? Have I been fighting with real Robos all this time? No way. I really should be reading the Robo dialogue, but I don't care at this point, really. There's actually a bit of a backstory for me about this game at this point. Between this episode and the last one, in terms of recording the gameplay, there was about 2 months off. We've defeated the minions of the Dark Master. At long last, we're going to the base of the Dark Master. We're going to the first floor. And that's mostly just due to the fact I was procrastinating. This place looks safe. We better hurry onward. Okay, hero, we're counting on all of you. Or we're all counting on you, rather. That's entirely different grammar. I specifically remember because I think part 11 was... No, part 12 was recorded in November. Part 13 here, or was it 14? Either way, either this part or the next part. There was like... It was recorded in January. I got a bit lazy there. Thankfully, I marathoned through the rest of it after that. Either way, before we end things off, I missed this very easily in my early playthroughs. All right, you found me. I'm the 10th member of the Rubber Robo Army. Still the Magic Clown fight, I believe. And now with that hidden fight out of the way, I'm going to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 14, we'll be finishing up our adventure in Milky's castle. See you guys then.